From streetscapes to sofas, representations of place and space in Britain's benefit Blackspots. A wealth of recent factual TV about welfare has situated people in identifiable regions, localities and domestic residences. But representations of place and space are more than just backdrops for this type of programming. Deprived areas, council estates and social housing have long been associated with broken Britain. You might argue that stigma is a deliberate strategy used to mask the structural causes of advanced marginality. Urban hellholes are directly created by state policies that effectively herd economically vulnerable people into areas that are abandoned by the state. As the state replaces welfare with increased surveillance and punitive interventions. Excuse me while I return some journals. Spatial stigma has a negative impact on residents' health and life chances. Not just because of poor access to public services, but through the effects of the stigma itself. Manufactured ignorance about the structural, policy-related causes of the living conditions of thousands of people in the UK shifts the blame onto personal character failings. Programmes like this construct ignorance of the historical structural inequalities that produce the contemporary North, while systematically implying that fecklessness and work-shy practices are the reasons the participants failed to make the North a better place. Just look at the opening. Northern cities felt the full force of deindustrialisation in the late 70s, and the division between North and South was compounded by the 2008 financial crash. As of 2015, London accounted for 62% of the UK's GVA, compared to 13% for the Northern Powerhouse, which only accounts for 16% of Britain's jobs. Yet this information is conspicuously missing from the programme. What aren't missing are shots of fly tipping. In this way, northern decay is shown to worsen as a result of the behaviours of the northern people. And coping strategies working class men use to live alongside this stigma are portrayed unsympathetically. Leon and best friend Daniel look for stray coins down the street. We once managed to find 25 quid. It's like we're brothers, not friends at the end of the day. The implication is that if the pair uncoupled and desisted from pathetic pastimes, they might produce the fight to find employment. Sofas are particularly prominent in these types of programming, and while unemployment necessitates time spent at home, the repeated image of benefits claimants inactive on their sofas suggests laziness and decadence. The sofas featured are usually oversized in relation to a small room, made from flabby faux leather and laden with cushions. These aren't the tastefully upright mid-century modern sofas of middle-class lifestyle TV. And the sofas are surrounded by remote controls, mobiles, mugs, cigarette lighters and ashtrays. These aren't usually present in middle-class lifestyle media that focus on aspirational home interiors. Cutaway shots are used to punctuate scenes speaking of hardships. Things highlighted by such editing are given exaggerated meaning in the visual topography of the household. And while participants often live in small one-bedroom residences where storage is limited, conspicuously composed shots provoke the audience to question claims of poverty and construct the home as a moralised reflection of the inhabitants' fecklessness and undercut verbal testimonies of hardship, notwithstanding the responsibilities of landlords and utility companies for the poor living conditions. This manufacture of ignorance about disadvantage and stigma contributes to anti-welfare common sense. These programmes deliberately overlook the precarity, uninhabitability and impermanence of the dwellings of benefits claimants in 21st century Britain.